Very important to me to maintain this Barbie doll look for the rest of my life. I'll probably spend another $3.5 million on my surgeries.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Graham. As you just saw from that intro, this girl is already $100,000 deep into her plastic surgery addiction. I believe she's only 19 years old, and she has big aspirations, huge dreams of spending $3.5 million freaking dollars on ruining her face and her body further. So we're about to get into this. You guys know how it is with these plastic surgery videos. I'm gonna try to have a level head about this and think that everyone can do their own thing, but at a certain point, you're just kind of being dangerous to yourself, and I think your plastic surgeon needs to be realistically evaluated by the law or something. Like, something's not right there if you're allowing a 19-year-old to ruin themselves like this. Anyways, let's just get into this and see exactly what this girl's done to herself.
I want to be the best Barbie of Beverly Hills. Nothing will stop me from having my dream waist.
So if anyone calls them the Barbie of somewhere, you know that they just are toxic, okay? It's usually people like this who have had about 100,000 different plastic surgeries going on. I don't know why this Truly channel just has a whole series about these people, but it really is an epidemic across the world. People who are not happy with their faces and bodies and have just way too much money on their hands somehow and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just pumping themselves full of silicone. I don't know why they don't just try to give themselves huge biceps like those dudes over in Russia. I mean, at least that looks kind of cool, like, when SpongeBob got big armed in that one workout episode that he blew up. But yeah, this is just too much.
When I look in the mirror, I see a perfect Barbie doll with big lips, small waist, big butt, and big...
It's just so sad that Barbie dolls are supposed to be just a fun toy for kids, to have their imagination run free in this big dollhouse. And then instead, for some people, it just gets turned around in their heads and they're like, I have to look exactly like this plastic figurine. I know it technically looks like a cartoon, but no, this is supposed to be a real person and my proportions are supposed to be exactly this. And they go down this never-ending path where they're just never going to be satisfied. You heard this girl said she already has spent, a third of a Rolls Royce on ruining her face, and she still wants to go 10 more Rolls Royces worth of money deep before she's even gonna begin to think she's satisfied with this stuff. Like, she says she looks in the mirror and feels beautiful, but obviously that's not true if she keeps running back to her plastic surgeon. Like, something's wrong every time she looks.
I'm 19 years old and I'm from Beverly Hills, California. In 1 year, I've had 8 plastic surgery procedures that cost over $100,000.
And what's really, really gross about this whole thing is she's reading off her personal stats for this, and she thinks it's just that, like actual stats in a video game or something, and there's some leaderboard out there where she's trying to speed run getting the most plastic surgery or spending the most on plastic surgery for any young person. She thinks it's a badge of honor that she's had 8 full huge operations in a single year, and in that single year dropped 6 figures on those operations. Like, no, that's not something to brag about. That's incredibly sad, and any normal person would think that way.
I already knew that I wanted plastic surgery when I'm older. 2 weeks after I turned 18, I had my first 2 surgeries done at the same time.
See, she's like, I actually low-key kind of broke some rules and paid 2 separate doctors to do 2 surgeries at once. That's right. It's like, dude, that is just dangerous sounding. Again, I think the person who's doing this should have their license revoked or at least be under some serious investigation. But I guess this is just LA, and there's probably a million other companies that would do this if they don't. So it's just a dog-eat-dog world out there. I love too that she's like, I always knew when I was older that I would want plastic surgery, and she took that sentiment and was like, wait, I can speed run looking older. I'll just get the plastic surgery and then I'll look like I'm 45 years old. Yeah, that works. Like, this girl literally looks twice her age because of all this work, and I don't think that's the intended effect.
My dad did give me an allowance, which I used for my first surgeries, but I can afford my procedures on my own now because I make money on social media.
Oh, of course, it's daddy's money that pays for this. I don't know what parent in their right mind would allow their kid to go out and spend the money that they're giving them on this stuff. But I guess if you're giving your kid, $100,000 in a year worth of allowance, you probably don't care much about how their life's going anyways. You're just giving them money, and that's about your entire relationship. But anyways, she also claims that through her 145,000 Instagram followers, she can afford this. No, you don't have to lie. That's probably maybe 1%, your Fit Tea advertisements that you're doing for $250 a pop once every 3 months. But the rest of it's definitely daddy's money. At least she's somewhat honest about it.
Now that he sees that I'm so happy with how they turned out, he's starting to be supportive.
This dad just sounds like a real winner. You can tell your kid no, right? Like, it seems like a big deal for these rich people sometimes to tell their kids no, but it is a possibility, and it might actually help them out in the long run more than you'd think.
Butt implants, which were $10,000. I've had 2
augmentations, which were $7,000 each.
Bro, she spent $7,000 each on these freaking basketballs that are stuck to her chest, bro. You might as well bought 2 actual Chanel basketballs if you're wasting money like that. Those are probably 7 grand a pop as well. Man, that is just too much to get this final result. Like, wait. No. All right. Well, actually, you're not even going to see the final result because I'm paused on this single frame right here. And without a shadow of doubt in my mind, I am definitely seeing something that you are not supposed to see on YouTube. So yeah, instead, I probably will just have actual basketballs up this whole time. Sorry, I guess you can go watch the original video after this if you're down bad that much, but they might want to go edit that out now that I think about it.
I am so excited for today's procedure. It's been over a couple weeks and I had my fillers done last.
She's like acting like she's been longing for this surgery. It's just been so long. It's been
over a couple weeks, like more days than I can count, because I usually stop past 9. So yeah, a lot of days since the last one. I'm really excited.
like, I thought it'd be a couple months maybe, but no, a couple weeks is just too long for her to go without. Man, talk about an addiction.
You know, I'm doing my fillers today.
Yeah.
And there's also another thing that I wanted to talk to the doctor about.
Okay.
I want my ribs removed.
You want your ribs removed?
Yes.
Okay, first things first, this is the worst acting ever. I know they're not actresses and that's not what this video is about, but they're clearly just reenacting a scene. She's already told her that was her plan because this friend's like, wait, you want to get your ribs removed? Like, it's just so not believable. But yeah, she actually is going to these depths. She's pulling a Marilyn Manson, or at least that was the rumor back in the day, but she wants to go remove her ribs because they're just getting in the way, you know? I know they protect my organs and everything, but they're not fashionable. I need them gone right now, which is just such a stupid decision. And again, you don't have my support if this is the length you're going to modify your body. That's just dangerous at that point, and you're spreading a very bad message if you're just trying to get people to be like, oh yeah, go ahead, take your ribs out, who cares?
Have you looked in a mirror? Your waist is so small. You're literally...
And I agree with the friend, she's already so freaking tiny, that just sounds absolutely dangerous. I mean, she's at a size that most people would be like, maybe I need to, you know, worry about being underweight at this point. But no, she is thinking, no, ribs gone completely. I'm gonna have that size by next summer, okay? Then I'll be bikini ready. And that's what I talked about earlier in this video of this never ending. It's just gonna be a never ending spiral for her in her life. And of course, she's gonna keep having this feed of daddy's money to pay for these, but it's just gonna get sadder and sadder as the upkeep is more and more. You know, you think about it, every single one of these surgeries, she's gonna have to be going in, I guess every couple weeks, according to her. That's her schedule of getting the filler put back in. And she said like 20 different surgeries in the last year, so, or no, 8, sorry. And I'm sure she's gonna double that or triple that in the next year. I just don't even want to imagine how much the upkeep is on this. I guess that's where she got that $3.5 million figure from. And if she's throwing out numbers like that, I'm gonna guess her dad has a metric buttload of money, because not a lot of people can just, you know, predict that they're gonna spend that on a certain hobby of theirs.
I'm like used to my body now, and I want it even smaller.
I disagree, and I will not allow it. Hi.
What a bad friend. She's like theatrical for the camera, like, nope, I will not stand for it, girly. I will not allow you to alter your body anymore. And then the next shot, it cuts to them both walking into this clinic where she's about to get plastic surgery, and she's just, you know, with her for the day, along for the ride, gonna watch her friend get some lip injections. Like, that's so hypocritical. I'm sure this girl just doesn't really care at all either, because apparently in LA, this is just such a common thing, or wherever this girl's from. I think she said Beverly Hills. It makes sense, okay? If you've ever been to LA, you know what I mean. Everyone's so fake and plastic there, and this girl just wants to be more plastic than the rest of them, and she has some big competition, so I can see why she's just dumping so many bands on this freaking hobby already, and she's only 1 year into this stuff.
My goal is to have the smallest waist of anything I've seen, and that makes me want to have my ribs removed to achieve that look.
That is such a dangerous goal to have. Just the way she phrased that. She didn't even say of any person. She said the smallest waist of any living thing. Like, she's literally gonna see the freaking thorax of a bee, or whatever the waist is called. Sorry, I don't know that much facts about bees, but she's gonna see that on an insect and be like, oh my God, they're so much smaller than me. I need to get more organs removed now. Like, it's just never going to end. Oh, I feel so bad for this girl. She's clearly lacking so much confidence, and it's a never ending void that she's just gonna keep throwing money into until she's old and sad and realizes, wow, I should not have done this. So I don't really want to show this part, but she asks asks, you know, her plastic surgeon about getting ribs removed, and you know, her surgeon for the camera was like, that is pretty dangerous, but of course we could do it. It'd be $25,000 per rib, but it is very dangerous, so maybe don't do it. Like, clearly you're trying to advertise that she should do it and just cover your butt by saying, of course it's dangerous. Like, obviously thinking of removing your freaking ribs is pretty dangerous. And then they give this girl more lip filler, so she ends up with lips about twice the size as she had when she walked in, and I didn't think that was possible without popping. But you know what? This girl's just out here living her life, spending $100,000+ in a year on plastic surgery. I know if I had that money, or pretty much any of you guys had that amount of money, we'd spend it in a much wiser way. And I think 99% of the world would agree this is just a waste of money. Ugh, man. Yeah, it's making me kind of lose hope on humanity. I don't know if that's just kind of the theme of this channel with some of these cringe videos, but it really just has me disappointed in the current state of how humans are. Like, at this point, I'm glad the world keeps heating up, bro. We've ran our time out. We obviously have too much time on our hands if this is what we're worried about. Where do we go wrong? Anyway, sorry to go all doomer on you. Let me know what you thought of this as well down in the comments. I expect some hilarious comments below this one. Thank you so much to everyone who's been showing on support in the recent videos. And as always, I'll see you all in the next episode. Make sure you stay cool during this freaking heat wave. It's only gonna get hotter from here on out, folks. Anyways, until next video, peace out.